Solar panels do not randomly catch fire. If solar is so powerful, why do some projects fail while others quietly succeed?
This is Solardey, where every story begins
Hello,
with the sun.
and welcome to Solardey podcast. Here we tell stories, practical insights about the future of solar energy in Africa and beyond. I am Prosper Emegoakor, your host. Across West Africa and Nigeria in particular, solar has arrived with big promises. Universities, hospitals, government buildings, large systems were installed. Ribbon cutting parties were held. Expectations were extremely high. And then, in many cases, the system stopped working within 2 years after installation. Why? Not because the sun disappeared, nor because solar doesn't work, but because maintenance were never planned. Local technicians were not trained, and responsibility was unclear once the installers left. These are not failures of solar technology, they are failures of systems. And when system fails, something else follows. Fear. Recently, I've seen tweets and conversations calling for no rooftop solar panels on main buildings, especially after reports of fire outbreaks linked to solar installations. And honestly, that fear is understandable. When people hear fire, they don't think about engineering, they think about safety. So let's slow this down and be very clear. Solar panels do not randomly catch fire. What usually fails are connectors, cables, inverters, or protection systems, often because of poor system sizing, low quality components, or unprofessional installation. In other words, it's not solar that is dangerous, it's bad solar. With proper design, quality products, certified installers, and planned operations and maintenance, solar is one of the safest technologies we have. And this is where Sweden's expertise becomes important. When solar first took off here, it wasn't perfect. There were incorrect installations, there were technical mistakes, there were installers without the right competence. But Sweden didn't ban rooftop solar. Instead, the country strengthened the standards, improved installation certification, introduced inspections, insurances, requirements, and accountability. The result, solar became safer, more reliable, and trusted. Because here is what often gets lost in the conversation. Some solar projects in Africa and Nigeria specifically actually work. In a lot of rooftop installations. For example, in October 2025, I visited the Nigerian National Immigration Office in Abuja, and I was genuinely amazed. The facility was powered by solar, quiet, reliable, functional. This is what successful solar looks like. No drama, no headlines, just dependable power. So what makes the difference? Successful projects plan for operations and maintenance from day one. They train technicians. They use quality components. They size systems correctly and they define responsibilities clearly. Because solar doesn't end at installation. Installation is only the beginning. It requires services, although not much service. So when we talk about solar failure, we need to be precise. This is not about Africa versus Europe. It's not Nigeria versus Sweden. It's about systems, standards, and professionalism. Because when solar is done right, it doesn't just generate electricity, it builds trust, it supports institutions, and it changes life. This gets me excited. If you're curious about renewable energy and how to end energy poverty worldwide, like, share, and join the conversation. Thank you for listening to Solardey. Until next time, stay bold, stay strong, keep shining, peace, and solar power to the people.
This is Solardey, where every story begins with the sun.